Grandmaster Smith, show respect.
Now, I'm going to talk about a few important things in all the techniques you learn. One is speed. The other one is reflex, reaction. No speed, no reaction, reflex. It doesn't matter what we teach you. It's not going to work. Everybody follow me? So how fast do we have to be?
As fast as we can.
Very fast as we can.
Faster than the other guys.
Tell them, because that's the correct answer. How fast do you have to be?
Faster than the other guy.
Faster than the other guy. Faster than that attacker. And because we never know who that is or how fast they are, we have to do
A very quick response.
just what you said. Before.
As fast as we can.
As fast as you can. That's what we call, when you're doing it as fast as you can, you're giving that black belt effort. So I want to see that black belt effort. You see, it's not the punch I'm teaching you today. It's the black belt effort. It's giving me that black belt effort. So let's try it. Just coming to attention with a loud yes, sir. I want you to snap to attention real loud. Ready? Attention. Eyes on me, hands at your side, feet together. Don't move a muscle. Don't scratch your nose. Don't look that way. Focus 100%. You see, sometimes the hardest thing you have to do is nothing. To be able to stand there, to have complete focus. Because to stand at attention without moving, keeping your eyes on me, is the same as your opponent standing in front of you. Your opponent moves over here, your eyes are going to follow over there. But you're not, you're ready to go. Whether you're in a guarding stance or non-aggressive stance. But we don't want to be in this stance. We don't want to be in this stance. See, I want to be in this stance. What is this stance? This doesn't look very threatening, does it?
No, sir.
So if I'm in front of somebody, I'm not going to be here having a conversation with somebody that's aggressive, that's talking to me. I'm going to be like this, because from there, I can block. But if it escalates and I'm even more threatened that it's going to be an attack, I'm going to step back. But if I step back like that, what are they going to think?
You're ready to fight.
That I want to fight. So even if they weren't going to fight, now they are. So when I step back, I am going to step back like this. Or if it hasn't escalated this point where I have to step back and just say, stop, leave me alone. I don't want any trouble. Maybe we're still talking. Maybe I just, as I turn, then maybe I go to this position. Everybody step back like this. Other way. Step back. Why do we step back?
Less threatening.
Less threatening.
Get away from the
That is
teacher.
balance.
Get away from the-
See, in a real situation, distance is your enemy or your friend. If I'm close like this, he can get his hands on me, he can hit me before I can block it. But if I'm out here, he can't reach me. So distance is my friend. So if he's getting up in my face, okay, now I've got to make sure that once he gets to a certain point, he's making that aggressive move, I'm going to have to counterattack. Because he's already made the aggressive move. If he's moving at me into my striking zone, then I'm going to have to use my strikes. Now, it could be as he's coming, he's throwing. So I'm going to have to use my blocks and counters. But if we're just having the conversation still, step back. What about this? Where's my hands? We're going to have the conversation like this, or we're going to have it like this? Show me.
Best practice is being out here.
But now he thinks I want to fight. But now what about this?
I'm listening. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I'm looking at everybody to see who's in the right position. And I didn't see one adult. Oh, I'm sorry, I did see one adult. Ma'am, everybody look. What's your name, ma'am? Look at Audrey. What's wrong with this? Oh, you got yours right. What is the difference between her position and your position and your position? No, no. See, open the hand a little more. Don't, kind of keep it. But no, notice what's different. Now you've got it. What did you notice?
I switched my arms.
You see how she picked it up? See, some people can see the difference and correct it. Others have to be directed. See how y'all corrected it already? So why the front hand and not the back hand? Exactly. When we're in our guarding stance, isn't the front hand up? We wouldn't have it this way. Because this hand, the reason I can do this, you did it wrong again. Look at his hand. And the reason he's getting it mixed up, he's not standing in a side position, he's standing in a forward position. Which is a better defensive position, forward or sideways? Sideways makes a smaller target. Sir? Sir? Can you correct him, sir? Let's make sure that everybody's facing the same way. And, sir, we correct the hands. See, we have to make sure, yes. If you change sides, everybody. Change your stance. Change your stance. What do you have to do with your hands? Now I have to change my hands. Change your hands. There you go. Mr. Aiden. Mr. Aiden, we had these guys change stance there. I want to see them change stance. Now, if they don't change stance, we got to correct them. Because not everybody's going to get it. Now, why are we going into this kind of basic? You see, these are a lot of advanced people in here, but that's why we got to review basic things, basic principles of self-defense, of basic principles. See, Mr. Aiden, don't look at the back row, look at the front row. And look, these guys down here don't have their hands in the right position. You correct it. So if somebody's not in the right position, I've got to correct it. I have to have, as an instructor, I have to have a wide vision. And that's why it's difficult for one instructor to teach this many if I'm going to correct all those mistakes. See, now I can look at this picture, see in the mirror. Doesn't that look good? Everybody has the correct arm forward. Now, you see how Shihan can check those, make sure they're all straight. They can see they're straight. Jump change, other stance. Change those hands. But now you see how close that is. I can block. I've got a low kick block down there, high up here. So now I'm in a good guarding position. But if it gets to the point it escalates when I'm talking, notice my hand is kind of out here because it's even closer now to my guarding position. But when I'm out here and I'm talking, it doesn't look threatening. But as soon as I do that, it does. Say, look, leave me alone. See, I can use my hands like that, and I'll be ready to defend myself if I have to. Now, the beauty of Krav was a new martial arts in this country. They used to do only traditional martial arts. Change stance, sir. Not you. He was facing the wrong way from everybody else. The beauty of Krav is that they took all of the self-defense aspects from the traditional martial arts and whittled it down to what works. What you need to defend yourself in a real situation. And if you train that for 4 years, you're going to handle most situations. But even getting a first-degree black belt is like graduating from high school. You got 4 years of high school to get your high school degree. Well, you had 8 more years of understudy, right? But think about high school as your black belt. So if you're a white, yellow belt, you're kind of like a freshman. And then when you get into level 1 black belt training, you're like, now I'm in intermediate school. I get into level 2, now I'm into high school. But when I get my black belt first degree, getting your second degree, that's continuing your training past first degree. And everybody can see my 10 stripes. That's as high as I can go. But it took me 57 years of continual training to get that. Whatever your goal is, if you want to accomplish, if it's important, then put it in writing. Have your goal sheet, your vision sheet. I saw some vision sheets.
I think we knocked them off. We had them up here.
Yeah. The vision sheet we have you fill out, and Shihan, if we can make sure everybody today, when you leave, I want you to pick up a vision sheet. Because if the first step in becoming a black belt is just to raise your hand and let your instructor know you want to be a black belt, the second one is you've got to put it in writing. I have to have a date to that, a goal. And then what am I going to be like? And that's what that vision sheet, it has those things. It has what degree you want to be, when you're going to be it. It's going to have what you're going to be like, and even a section for the parents at the bottom that the parents are going to put down how they want to see their kids. That'll give the instructor some ideas to make sure they're accomplishing those things that they want to be like. But it's a reminder. Now, you see, all this talking I'm doing and this little bit of work you're doing is programming your mind to think like a black belt. Everything you do in here starts here, to be able to do it here. So if I can get your mind programmed to learn some of these basic things and not forget them, about distance, about hand positions, about non-aggressive versus aggressive. All these are important in a real situation, because you can either escalate a situation or you can de-escalate it. I like all of our students to also, when they get their black belt in Krav, is also to get a black belt in verbal Krav. Have you heard of those? That means you're good enough to talk your way out of the situation, de-escalate it, use the words of de-escalation rather than adding, they talk loud, you talk louder, da, 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 and pretty soon it's escalated. You see the difference?
Yes.
So know how to, okay, look, I don't want any trouble, leave me alone kind of thing. Or whatever they're upset about, you apologize for, because we don't have to get into that situation. But we're trained enough to know that if I have to, I can defend myself. But I don't want to hurt that person. But if they attack me and try to hurt me, I'm going to have to use enough force to make sure they don't hurt me. So that's what we have to train. So now let's get in our guarding stance. Let's say we're going to have to train. Now let's go through, I'm going to teach you 4 basics. Sir, can you stay on the front row? On the second row? You stay here so you stay close to them. Stay in the back of them, sir. 4 basic techniques that will handle almost any street situation. Unless you make a big mistake. And you know what that big mistake is?
What?
You let them grab you. But you've been practicing those too, haven't you?
Yeah.
You learn what to do if you make those stupid mistakes. Because what mistake did you make is you let them get too close. Because if you keep them at that distance, then they're not going to be able to grab me. Everybody understand?
Yeah.
So that is training like a black belt. I've got to program your mind to not think that everything we do in here is going to be done exactly like that out there is a little different. I've got to be prepared for more wider things. I don't know what's coming at me, whether they're coming at me with a weapon. So I saw y'all practicing weapon defense, whether they have a club. See, we have to practice all that. So on your journey to black belt, by the time you get there, you've learned all that. The basic, by the time you got to black belt, when you graduate from high school, do you learn, is that all the education you need?
No.
We know in today's society that you need some college to give you a jump up on people. Well, that doesn't mean you didn't go to college, you're not going to be successful, because a lot of people were very successful. Maybe they didn't go to, they went to a trade school instead of a college. That's okay, same thing. You're furthering your education. Maybe you got a job that's doing on-the-job training for you for that field. Well, you're furthering your education. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
So the idea is that you don't stop your training at first degree. And that's why when you first, we notice a lot of the vision sheets when the students first turn them in, a lot of them say first degree. But then after they get a few belts, they see they're getting closer. They realize that first degree, I need to be better. I want to go to second degree. You know what my first goal was when I started? To be a brown belt. That doesn't sound like much of a goal, does it? You know why?
Yes, I like.
Because I started in 1964, back when dinosaurs were on the planet. When back then, there wasn't many black belts. My instructor was a brown belt. What, 6 months, a year after I started, he got his black belt. That's what my goal was. See, you're fortunate enough to have a Shihan 4th degree and a Grandmaster 8th degree that you can vision yourself going to those higher degrees. Sometimes if nobody in your school is whatever degree, it's hard to visualize that you can be better than your instructor. You understand? So that's why as you get closer, we have you every time. I had my students every time they do a belt test. Every time they do a belt test, they do another vision sheet. Why? Because they got one step closer. I want to see what they see themselves accomplishing now. Now, guys, I hope nobody needs a water break yet, because I see you're sweating so hard, and because of all that brain activity has been going on, you've been burning so many calories. But the things that I'm saying, if you absorb that, it's going to have more effect in the long run on your training than any punch kick that you could have learned today. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
But now let's go into some punching and kicking, and let me see how it looks. Now, can you see yourself in the mirror, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your opponent can see you too,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what does he see versus what I see here?
Openings.
A little more relaxed. Yeah. Relaxed a little bit. And see the difference now? What did I just do? Increase the size of the target,
Reduced it.
reduce the size of the target. Now, when I reduce the size of my target, in other words, if I'm standing square, I don't get the same power on my punches that when I'm back, and then I have all that turning into it, right?
Yes, sir.
You see, that's a bigger target. I turn sideways, smaller target.
Yes, sir.
But you know what the most important thing on that is? Your vital areas. The vital areas. Now, you need to know these because that runs down the center line of your body. Everything down the center line of your body is where the most vulnerable areas are. So we take that. I put my center line now facing that way. Your center line's facing here. So it's off at an angle now. So when a punch comes in here, I can block it with that. Most of your blocking should be done with your front hand.
Yeah.
If a punch comes here,
Yes. Yes.
why? Because after you block, I got to finish him up. A kick comes down here. Boom. Here comes a club over the top. Boom. See what I mean? So think of your front arm as Captain America's shield. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, get me. I've got the force shield up. So take that hand, move it from here inside, move it outside, move it up, move it down, bring it back. But see what the other hand did. Nothing. Now we're being aggressive, so we can go ahead and close our hands. We've already decided now that that doesn't mean I'm still going to attack, but it means now when I close my hands, what I'm saying to my opponent is, I stepped back. Even if I step back and close my hands, I'm telling my opponent, I don't want to fight, but I will if I have to. But I'm retreating. I'm giving them that ground to let them know that I'm ready to back off. Whereas if I step this way, now I wouldn't be surprised if they immediately started swinging or punching or whatever. So think of what's going on, non-aggressive until I reach the point where I want to let them know that, okay, no more. If you want to fight now, I'm ready. I don't want to, but I'm ready. Okay, so we have our jab and our cross. Now, when we're sideways, this is real easy. Front and back. So the front hand is your cross, your backhand, your front hand is your jab, your backhand is your cross, but front and back, okay? So when I say one, that's your jab. Now, I'm standing here, do your jab. Two things he did wrong. One thing he did right, it looked very strong. He looks very powerful. But watch his head. Do it again, sir. See, look at his head. Can you see your target? Not very well. Now, watch my head. Did my head even move?
No.
Guys, you know where we learned all this? From all the other sports we played. When I'm baseball, my head's not here looking out of the corner of my eye. My head's that way. And when I swing, I don't go like that. My eyes are right there, glued to my target. The ball is the target. So I want that head straight. That's why you have that little swivel, so I can turn my shoulders and my head doesn't have to move. Everybody got it?
Yep.
So head stay, watch yourself in the mirror. Turn your shoulders, see if your head moves. Rotate them. Rotate both ways. Turn, turn.
Okay. Go this way.
Yes. Go. Rotate. That's it. See how the head stays?
No.
Then your neck didn't even break. So, put your jab out. No, leave it out. Put it out. I can have my shoulder up to protect the chin, but that doesn't mean I turn my head. My head stays straight. Now, put your cross out. Head, and bring it back. Bring it back. Good. Bring it back. Bring it back, man. There you go. Okay. I count one, you jab. I count two, you cross.
Yes, sir.
One. There you go. Good. Two. Nice. Look how my little guys are even picking this up. That's not unusual for them to even be able to follow the numbers. Stay focused. Hands are up. One. Two. Now, who gave me that yell? Give him a hand. You know why he yelled like that? Because he was given more power. Because when you really give your full power, you ever seen the power lifters at the Olympics? They don't pick those up. Right? Why? Because they're using their internal power. Sir? No hopping in here. We're not bunny rabbits. Where's your stance, sir? Change your stance, sir. We ready? Sir, I want to hear a yell on these numbers. 1. I didn't hear a yell, sir. 2. Nice. Now, it doesn't have to be long. Keep it short. 1. 2. 1. 2. Nice. 1, 2. Leave the 2 out this time. 1, 2. Leave it out. What am I checking?
The knee.
I'm checking to see if the back leg and the front knee's bent a little bit, but the back leg is pivoted all the way. No, more pivot. Up on the ball of the foot. That's it. See where that heel, see how that heel comes up? Now, we got to get that head a little straight. There you go. See how that head can stay straight?
That's it.
See how you're punching straight here?
Yeah.
Bring it back. Now, I notice a lot of the students punch like that. You know why? Because they're used to the mitts. But when I'm holding the mitts, what's your target? The mitts. Now, if I had 2 attackers, one over here and one over here, then that's where you'd be punching. But if there's one attacker, you better be punching right in front of yourselves. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
So we always punch to the target. And our target can be anywhere in this area, 180 degrees. Because when I'm standing sideways, it's going to be somewhere in there. I can't punch back there. But I have techniques that I can use back there. Elbows, back fist, hammer fist, chops. But when they're in front of us, we've got our punches. We got our palm heels. We got our uppercuts. We got our hooks. Knowing which technique to throw is based on what's open. The jab I like to use as my measuring stick. So if I throw it and I'm that far away, I know the second punch will land. If I touch with the first, then I know I can touch with the second.
Yes.
If I throw the first and he backs up a little bit, then I know that I have to step on the second to land the second punch. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
You see, so your target is not always stationary. Now, I like to train on a heavy bag. But the one problem with the heavy bag is it doesn't move. But what I like about the heavy bag is it doesn't complain. And it doesn't make me hold the pad or the target for them. So I get 100% of the training. When I'm holding the pads, some students think that holding the pads, that I'm wasting my time. But when I'm holding the pads, what I'm doing is I'm watching how the punches are going. And by having my hands in the right positions, and even bringing them up, bringing them down, is just the same as blocking. So I've got to think of holding the pads as the defensive part. That I'm also looking at, if I'm this far away and you want to hit them, you have to step in, lead with the jab. And jab is over here, go back. And then cross. See how that works? So sometimes I want to not just do it where I don't have to move, but if I'm at that distance, if somebody's going to get hit, somebody's got to move because they're either going to step in close enough or you're going to step in close enough. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
So all of these basics we learn stationary. We have to learn also how to move in and throw.
Yes, sir.
All of the kicks, all of the punches. It's harder to do it with the moving in than it is the stationary. So we usually start off with the stationary. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to count. We're going to do 5 of them. I'm going to count 1. You're going to give me a jab and a cross. So now we're doing a little 2-punch combination. 1 count. 1. Keep your hands closed. Turn more sideways. Sideways. And I want everybody to visualize your opponent standing here, your attacker. So don't give me that full chest. Turn sideways more. Give me at an angle like that. Turn those shoulders a little bit, okay? Remember, see my hand? That's a big target, right? When I turn it, see how it's a smaller target? So let's don't give our opponent eyes on the front. Here we go. 2 punches, 1 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let's bounce around a little bit. Just in place. Not like going crazy bouncing. Give me a nice light bounce. A little bend in the legs. Nice and loose. 1. Then you're back moving. Remember, when you're in motion like that, we can use advanced blocking, which means that I can move my head, I can move my feet, which moves my body and my head out of the way. Everybody understand? 1. Give me a bigger pivot. I want to see that back foot turning. 2. Now, when I punch, don't lean over like this. Watch my punch. Just like an iron bar goes right down through the center of my head, down to my body, down to the floor. The rotation, I'm just rotating fully. Is that any different than that baseball swing? I swing. Don't I have a big pivot on that?
Yes, sir.
My head stays straight.
Yes, sir.
We do it in golf. So a lot of other sports. Bouncy, bouncy. 1. Good. 2. 3. Bouncy, bouncy. Little bouncing, little bouncing, little bouncing. Kind of like a basketball. I got my little basketball bounce. 5. And relax. And relax. And stop. So you see, when I add in that extra little bit of the bouncing, how it works a little more cardiovascular.
Yes, sir.
Start breathing a little bit. That's why we have to practice that bouncing at home. We'll practice it in class, but when we're learning a new technique or a new movement, we're first going to do it stationary. Then we can do it bouncing. Then we can do it moving in. We move it in. When we move it in stationary first, and then we start bouncing and moving it in. Okay, back in your stance. Now this time we're going to step in with a jab and a cross. Don't step back, just step forward. 1. Bring it back, be ready to go. 2. Give me a bigger pivot. 3. And make sure those punches are straight. If I was standing in front of you, let me see it. Put it out. Where's my pivot? Back foot, turn. See how much longer it is? See how much longer? That's where the power is. When we get that full turn. Okay, bring it back. Bring it back so everything comes back. Foot comes back. Now bring it out. Now see how you tilted your shoulders? Stay up straight. Stay up straight. That's it. Now, punching, I can do that. Why would I do that? Say it again.
You're ducking?
Getting under his arm.
Ducking, well, I'm going to the side, so I'm not actually ducking, but I'm slipping. That's an advanced form of blocking. So while I'm punching, I'm thinking a punch is going to come back. So as I do it, I slip over. My head is here. He's punching to here. Boom. You ever watch Muhammad Ali? They would put their hands down. Sugar Ray Leonard. You watch some of these old boxing fights, you'll see, you want to see some head movement?
Yes.
There's a lot of fighters that they don't get hit because they know how to move their head. They don't have to block. That frees up your hands to counter quicker. Because if I block with it, I can't hit with it. I got to block and then come back if I want to use it. That's why it's block counter with the other arm. But advanced blocking is requires some head movement. If I do something as basic as my head is here and I step over there, you see how my head moves? So,
Stay straight, right?
but my head, my body and everything,
Right, yeah.
see, they're aiming here. So as they come in with the attack, I'm stepping over here. Now what advantage do I have? I get to come in the back side, that is his blind side. I don't want to step on the open side. You know where I learned that? Driver's ed. When you park on the street, parallel park on the street, there's a curb side and a street side. Well, the curb side is the safe side. You get out of the car. The street side is the suicide. Because if I step out on a busy street, that's one lane going each way and it has parallel parking, I've got to check my rear view and make sure no car is coming. So when I open that door, either I get run over or the door gets knocked off, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, even in your neighborhood, kids on bicycles, they'll be running, you open your door, boom. I've seen it on Facebook all the time. People run it, somebody opened the door, kick the door right off. Well, that's the same thing. See, if my opponent is standing this way, to his backside is always the safe side. Because back here, he doesn't have the arms and everything. From here, I can strike, I can sweep him down. So I have a lot of stuff I can follow up with. So try to not step over into the, what I call the firing line.
Yes, makes sense.
If I go here, now boom, 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 all his techniques he can throw. But when I go here, what does he have to do? He still can, but he has to readjust. He has to change his stance. That takes more time. And before he can change it, or while he's changing it, that's when I'm coming back in. Everybody understand?
Sir.
So what we're talking here, how's that head doing? We're going to have to get a head break, getting too much stuff in there,
Enjoyable.
too much sweat coming out. We have to pass out towels. We'll have to stick them in your ears to come out like this. That's usually what my class is. I tell them, bring your towel that's small enough to fit in your ears so you can keep drying out that sweat from the brain. Now, I want you to know, when I'm normally teaching a class, I don't do this much talking. So don't think when next time you come and the instructor's not talking as much as us, that he's doing something wrong. It's just that I'm only here for this hour. So I wanted to try to share as much knowledge as possible. And this knowledge that I'm sharing with you, they have you punching and kicking and sweating. I've seen your classes, so we don't have to worry. You got that down. I want this extra verbiage knowledge to sink in, because that's what's going to determine the outcome of your training, of how far you go. Let's try our kicks now. We have a front leg, we have a back leg. If we kick with the front leg, that's a front leg front kick. We'll call that a 3. If we kick with the back leg front kick, we'll call that a 4. Okay, here we go. Hands up. Hands up. Ready? 3. Hands up. 3 is your front leg. Turn a little more sideways for me, sir. Straight. Here we go. And grab 2 of them, sirs. You got 2 hands? We can have work double time. Double time. Now, usually in class, you'll see that we have our instructor trainees in the class, in a regular class. And that's what they're there for, is to help hold targets and do those kind of things when we're doing some of these. And then you'll see for the older kids or the adults, we'll let you hold it for each other.
Yes, sir.
So you learn some of the defensive part. Okay, here we go. Front leg or back leg? 3 is the front leg. Let's do 5 of those first. I'm just going to count to 5. Give me just your front leg front kick. Ready? 1. Give me that yell. 2. 3. Now, when you kick, don't be that. You've seen those things in the window, in the back of the car?
Uh-huh.
What do they call those?
Follow it.
So when I kick, I don't want to bobble. Show me.
Sure.
Show me. Look in the mirror, Mr. Bob. Good. Good. See, now watch his head. Good. See how the head stays? Now watch. I know you can do it because you got this head jointed here. See how the head doesn't have to move, just the body. Ready? 1. Front kick. We're going to do 5 of them. I'm going to count to 5. Give me your stance, sir. You guys, even if the paddle's not in front of you, I want you kicking. Ready? Front leg. Hands up. 1. Give me a good kick. Good knee action. The power comes from the bending of the knee. No bend, no kick. Now, this is a front snap kick, not a thrust kick. So it's snapping. Ready? 1, 2. Easy on that knee. 3. Back leg front kick. Is your knee okay? Yeah. Okay. Back leg front kick. 1, 2. Don't let that head go down. You do that by watching yourself in the mirror. Make sure that head doesn't move. 2. Perfect. 3. Nice. Everybody watch here. Do it again, sir. See his head didn't move?
Yeah.
Give him a hand. You know what I call that? Training like a black belt. Now, some people misconstrue that training like a black belt means you don't make mistakes. No. Black belts have made mistakes, haven't they?
Of course, yes, sir.
But training like a black belt means that once you correct it, he doesn't have to correct you 20 times. It corrects you a few times and you get it. Now, you might forget it a few classes down the road. He has to remind you again, then you correct it again. But the black belt, train like a black belt means you're correcting more. You can correct it more. Here we go. Ready? Back leg. 1. Now, you notice he was training like a black belt. He was going to learn how to train like a black belt. And you were probably wondering why these little rubber things, you probably thought they were for snapping people or something. But we do that. So when you have those powerful kicks like that, here we go. And just make them flat. There we go. Back leg. 1. Whoop. Let's move this way a little bit. There you go. Now, watch that balance.
Yeah.
Keep that balance. Now, make sure the distance is right.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm too far away. I can't kick without taking a step. So here, we're not taking a step, so do it slowly. There you go. Here we go. Steady, steady. Show me that black belt training. Nice. Now, let me see the kick, back leg. Ready? Keep your eye on the target. Wait like hell. Ready? 1. Nice power. Give me 5. But those hands went like that. Why do we keep those hands here? Exactly. I got to protect myself. After I finish, I also got to be able to counter. If my hands are up, I'm ready to come down from the kick and go right into the punches. Ready? Doing the back leg. 1. Nice. 2. Not the front leg, the back leg. 3. Good. Nice upper body control. 4. Nice power. Where's my yells? Did we forget to yell? I hear the kids yelling. My adults lost their yells at home. Ready? 5. Now let's put it together. 1 count, 2 kicks. I count 1, you give me a 3 and a 4. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Ready? Here we go. Get in that stance, sideways. Here we go. Front leg and back leg, switch stance on him, sir. There you go. Here we go. 1. Now, holders. Everybody listen up. This is part of defense. This is part of defense. When they do 1, don't go back. This is a combination. 1, you stepped up, you're doing it defensive. Stepping up is offensive.
Yep.
We're doing defensive, which means you just pick it up and kick because they're coming in fast. You're going to be here and they're going to be all over you. Everybody understand the difference between a defensive kick and an offensive? Defensive doesn't require any footwork. We just pick the leg up and kick.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And then as soon as we put it down, we kick with the other leg. Ready? 3. And see how those hands were going? Watch in the mirror. Go. Elbows in. You know what I make my students do? Put a tennis ball under their arms. And if the tennis ball goes out, it's 25 push-ups for each tennis ball that falls. Of course, it looks like he could do that anyway.
Yes.
Ready? Go. Nice. Give him a hand. Guys, training like a black belt. That's what I mean. When you do it correctly, when you give your, there was no doubt that that was full. You saw when that pad, when he wasn't holding it right and had that wrist on, that thing went through the ceiling. He was giving his full effort. That's training like a black belt. Staying focused in your stance. Other stance is training like a black belt. Not crowding your neighbor. Move over a little bit. There you go. See, I don't want y'all to be too crowded. Stand a little more sideways. There you go. Everybody's kicking. Front leg, back leg. Ready? 1. Nice. Okay, now let's put it all together. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Show them, sir. Okay, so we got to get those paddles down quick because these guys do a quick combination back there. Let me see it again. That's it. And I don't want y'all to wait for his paddle to come down. I'm going to make him get the paddle down quicker. Ready? Go. Oh, you got to finish your punches though. I don't want you punching your hands out. Go. There you go. Okay. And time. With my count. 4 techniques. 1 count. Watch me. 1, 2. The hand comes back. 3, 4. Everybody got it? So I don't want 1, 2. See, my weight, when I do that, my weight's on my front leg. I can't kick with that leg then. I got to shift my weight to my back leg
Yes, sir.
to be able to kick with this leg afterwards. And then my weight's on my front leg so I can kick. See, I can look at somebody's stance and tell you what they can hit me with and what they cannot. If they have more weight on that front leg, I don't have to worry about anything that comes off that front leg. I have to worry about the back leg. If the weight's back here, I don't have to worry about the back leg. I just have to worry about the front leg. If their weight's even, they have to shift either way to use it. I have to be quick enough that I can pick up on the shift. Everybody understand? And that's to identify the technique for your defense, because we do defensive drills like that too, where you'll attack me with 1 and 2 and I'll practice my blocking. Then you'll attack with a 3 and a 4, maybe separately, and then maybe the combination. And then maybe you come with all 4 and I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I'm doing that, I'm moving when I block because I don't want to stand there in case my block's a little slow.
Yes, sir.
But we're already 5 minutes over. We didn't have time to do that. So let's finish this last one. All 4 techniques. In your stances, sir. Here we go. 4 techniques. 1 count. Elbows in. 1. Ready? Stay. Stance. Stance. Stay there. I'm looking to see if you're ready. Elbows in. Go. Get back to your stance. I want to see if you're ready to go again. Are you ready to go again? Hands up. Are you ready to go again? Hands up. I can't count until everybody's ready to go again. Give me a better stance. Feet are too, no, don't change. That's a better stance. See, I can't have my feet too close together. I got to have them out about shoulders width apart. 1. 4 techniques. Which leg goes first? Stay inside stance, hands up. Stance, hands up. Which leg goes first? The one closest to the target. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? 1. But I saw those hands go like that in the middle there. Ready? 2. That was it. That was it. Last one. What? Attention! Lock them up. Hands on the knees. I want to see if I have future black belts here. Hands on the knees. See, don't give me lip service when you come to class. You know what lip service is? It's when you say you want to be a black belt, but then you don't train like a black belt. You don't do what we're asking you to do. And I tell you to put your hands on your knees and set up straight, shoulders back. Then you show me by your actions that you don't just want to be a black belt, but that you are really training like a black belt. Everybody understand?
Yes.
So if you want to be a black belt, you got to... I can't hear you. You want to... If you want to be a black belt, say it with me now. I'll ask you and then you tell me. If you want to be a black belt, you got to... Hands on it. Don't just tell me. Show me. Back straight, eyes forward. That's right. Set straight. We're not talking yet. I didn't ask you the question yet. You want to be a black belt? You got to show me you want to be a black belt. When I correct you in class, don't make me come back there 5 times correcting the same thing. Don't, when I walk away from you, you start doing something else. Stay focused on the corrections, elbows in. Focus on that target. Keeping those hands up when I'm kicking. See, those are the details of your basics that make them work. When you add in those other ingredients that I taught you today, distance. I have to have distance, speed, and reflexes. What is quick? I was checking your reflexes today. You have very good reflexes. Reflexes is when I count, you move quick. You're not the last one to hit. That's why I want to hear yells. Because if everybody moves real quick, it's almost like one big yell. But if some are moving faster than others, then it's like, all off. And I'm going, okay, who messed that up?
Not me.
Guys, did you learn something today?
Yep.
The last thing I'm going to tell you, because I want to make sure everybody in here, play with your fingernails later. The last thing I want you to learn in here, so I can absolutely guarantee that everybody in here, hands on your knees, I can make sure that you're going to be a black belt someday is you do these 4 things for me. You've already done a couple of them. I just want to reiterate to make sure you didn't forget. Number 1, you let your instructors know you wanted to be a black belt. Well, everybody in a blue or a black top is already on that black belt track of training. Everybody in a white top tells me that you haven't made that commitment, that you haven't decided you wanted to be a black belt. But if you do, then you go let your instructors know. So they can then watch you to make sure they can get you qualified to start into that black belt training. Everybody understand? Yes. So the first thing is just raise your hand. Sometimes in class, I'll say in my basic class, because I don't have to ask it in the others, who wants to be a black belt, because they already committed with the uniform and everything. I know they're in that training track. But in my basic class, I'll say it quite frequently. Who in here wants to be a black belt someday? And I see the hands up. And then I know who to watch in class and make sure they're doing it. Well, I make sure part of that training is that they're doing their character worksheets, that they're giving me that black belt effort in class. See, we call that training like a black belt. If you're training like a black belt, you're doing all of those good habits, because those are the things that make you a more complete black belt, not just physically, but mentally too. Because when you develop it mentally, you can utilize it in other areas of your life. Kids start making better grades. They set higher goals in their education. You do better in your sports teams. You learn to play new instruments. You learn to read and pick up more knowledge and not just play video games all the time. You learn to eat healthy. You learn discipline. You learn respect. These are all things that make up for a successful person. These are the things we want you to accomplish. And in the process, you're going to have your confidence because you develop the physical to go along with it. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
So train like a black belt. First, we say we want to be a black belt. We train like a black belt. We have to put it in writing. Everybody should have a goal, a vision sheet. And I had my students do it every belt test. You know why? Because as I said before, brown belt, there's a black belt. As I get closer, every time I get a new belt, I can see myself maybe going, now maybe I want to be a 2nd degree. Well, maybe I still want to be a 2nd degree, but I want to let my instructor know so he can make sure he's got you on the right track of training. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
And if it's training like a black belt, don't think that it's just doing the character worksheets and giving 100% effort in class. It's also coming to class twice a week. Now, if you do an extra class, that's okay, but don't come one time without making it up. If I miss a class, if I'm going to stay on track, I got to make up those classes so I don't get off cycle. I got to keep going each belt. If I miss a belt, then my goal is going to be a little farther, and that's okay. The next sheet I fill out, I'm going to put the date a little farther. It doesn't mean I'm not going to make it. It just means now it's going to take me a little longer. So if I'm going to stay on that track, I've got to make sure at each belt level I'm going through the tests and everything. And then the last thing, some people say it's the easiest, some say it's the hardest. Don't quit. Don't quit. You set it, you set that goal, you put it in writing. Where am I going to put that? We like you to bring it in here so instructors can see it, other students see it, and then after a few weeks or a month, we'll give it back to you. And where do we want you to put it?
Somewhere.
Somewhere you see it every day. Bathroom mirror, that's a good one. Bedroom on your dresser mirror, another good one. On your bulletin board in your bedroom, if you don't have one of those, some people put it on their door. Some put it on their refrigerator door. But somewhere where you see it every day. Now, class, I'm not just telling you this to be a black belt. I'm telling you this to succeed in life, to accomplish more, to accomplish your goals that you have set for yourself. Anything that's important enough that you want to do, use a vision sheet or some facsimile of this on your other things too. And Shihan's going to pass out these to everybody. And I don't care if you've done one before. I want you to do this one because I want to hear what you're going to be like. Because around your picture, you're going to put your picture on there. Don't take that new picture out of the frame on the mantle, but take one that's an older picture and cut your head out. Now, not so old, so we don't see you like this, but we see you what you look like similar. Put it on that paper. Put what you're going to be like. Put what degree and when you're going to get it. And if you don't know how the degrees work, just remember to get a first degree is 4 years. A second degree is 2 more. Third is 3. Fourth is 4. See how it goes?
Yes, sir.
If you need help on getting that goal time from when you started and etc., just ask your instructor and he'll tell you. But have this sheet where you can see it. You've heard the expression, out of sight, out of mind. Because when it's not there, believe me, you'll forget. But as soon as you miss a class or two or something happens, you get busy and then you went, oh yeah, I got to get back on track with my black belt. So you don't become a quitter, but in life you learn to be a winner. And you learn to be a winner by not quitting.
Yes, sir.
And this is not just this. You go to college, you don't quit after your freshman year. You set your goal for an associate's degree, which is 2 years. You put it in writing. You get that degree. You put it in, you want to get your bachelor's, put that down. But learn to set those goals. Learn to put that goal where you see it if it's important. And then just don't quit. Everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you get home, might have to take a shower because that head got so sweaty from all this knowledge that was thrown in there. You might have to lay down for a little bit because that brain might be throbbing. But try to remember as much of this as you can. Your instructors are hearing me say all this, so you'll hear it again in class because they're going to be repeating it. Correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Correct, sir? You heard it, sir? Get the whip out in case. Okay, everybody stand. Attention. Everybody bow. Sir, you take the class over and bow them out, your normal procedure. Thank you, class. Okay, you guys want a picture?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, let's get them all lined up right in there. Shortest in the front, tallest in the back.
Front. Enjoy it. Stand in front. Stand in front. It's not online. I'm gonna look them be with them.
Mr. Aiden? Mr. Aiden?
The panels.
Yes, sir. We don't want those cluttering up our floors. Whoever left these papers over here, come back and get them.
That's one. Maybe treated with. That's the other.
Thank you. No, you can't because you sat out of the whole class.
Hey, get in tight, get in tight. Get in tight. Sir, did you learn something watching? Huh? Say it again. You watched. Did you learn anything? See, we can learn from watching.
I did the
You did. Okay, then you come and get in with us. Okay, come on. Go get in there with the little guys, okay? Run in there. You see, class, when I have a student that isn't fully participating physically, then I'll let them watch. Because remember, half the training should be the listening part too. And we want to make sure that we give everybody the time to get up to there, that's part of learning. It's not unusual for our younger ones. We have to bring them along a little slower. But they make some of the best black belts because when they get 8 or 9 and they've been doing this for 3 or 4 years, they have all the flexibility and the coordination by then that they're accomplishing a lot. Get in real close on the second row, in real tight.
He's the one that wants to practice the most.
Oh, get in tight. Okay, big cheese, everybody. Parents, you're welcome to take any shot there if you would like. Just grab your phone. Okay, let's get another cheese for our parents. Okay, I think they're out of film. Okay, take a bow. Give yourselves a hand.